My heartiest pranams and welcome back to our channel. Thank you for joining us in one more episode of delving deeper and understanding the Mahavidyas in a better manner. Now, for the unversed, the Mahavidyas are a group of 10 extremely powerful goddesses in Hinduism, with each Mahavidya representing a different aspect of the divine feminine. The 10 forms: Ma Kali, Ma Tara, Ma Tripura Sundari, Ma Bhuvaneshwari, Ma Bhairavi, Ma Chinnamasta, Ma Dhumavati, Ma Bagalamukhi, Ma Matangi, and Ma Kamala are revered as embodiments of power, of transformation, wisdom, and knowledge. They symbolize various levels of consciousness and they guide devotees towards spiritual enlightenment. Now, Ma Tara, to whom this video is dedicated to, is often regarded as a very compassionate yet fierce goddess embodying the power of protection. She's the second Mahavidya who comes next to Ma Kali. And interestingly, the relationship between Ma Kali and Ma Tara is very similar to the relation between Shiva and Shakti. On one hand, if Ma Kali is Shiva, Ma Tara is Shakti. On the other hand, if Ma Tara is Shiva, Ma Kali is Shakti. A sadhak who is devoted to Ma Kali and Ma Tara, who has the blessings of Ma Kali and Ma Tara, is regarded as the wisest among the wisest of sadhaks. Ma Tara is often referred to as Ma Tarini for the constant protection she gives. She guides us through difficult times. That is why she is called Tarini. She leads us from darkness to light. Her worship emphasizes liberation, inner strength. In our previous videos, we have talked about the difference between Ma Kali and Ma Tara. We have elucidated on the iconography and different forms of Ma Tara. We have provided the I button for these videos over here. You can watch it. And in today's video, we will be discussing about the sadhana vidhis associated with Ma Tara in a very simple way. Very simple things that are crucial in her sadhana that are often unanswered and unknown, that makes the sadhaks commit very crucial mistakes. She doesn't ask for much. She simply asks us to be particular about a few things. And that is what we will be discussing in today's video. We will be discussing the Tara Sadhana Vidhis as mentioned in the Tara Rahasya and the Vrihad Tantrasara. The process starts with the rituals in the early morning. The sadhaka should start them or get up at the Brahma Muhurta. What is the Brahma Muhurta? It is a 48-minute period that starts an hour and 36 minutes before sunrise and ends 48 minutes before sunrise. And why is it so auspicious? It is believed that the atmosphere is charged with electromagnetic intelligence during this period, and getting up helps you imbibe the energy in the best possible manner. So the sadhak should get up at the Brahma Muhurta, sit facing the north, meditate upon Lord Shiva as their guru, and utter the Bija mantra. The Bija mantra that will be provided to you by your guru. We have to remember the Mahavidyas are goddesses that, when pleased, can grant you a lot of things. But not everyone is entitled to their Bija mantra. They decide whether you are eligible for their Bija mantra. And it will be your guru that will decide when, where you should get the Bija mantra. After you get the Bija mantra, you can get up at the Brahma Muhurta, sit facing the north, take Shiva's name and utter the Bija mantra. Rest assured, it is a powerful Bija mantra that will aid you in communication, in expression, that will grant you wisdom, strength, and success in everything. Follow the Bija mantra with the Prana mantra. Now, Prana mantra is something that we can discuss and we will be discussing it. Om Akhandala Mandalam Vyapatam Yana Characharam Tatpadam Darshitam Yana Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. Now, this is a verse from the Guru Strotam. That is a conversation between Lord Shiva and Mata Parvati about the glory of a Guru. In simple words, which means, I salute to Shri Guru, who is able to show the lotus feet of the Supreme Being omnipresent in the universe. This is followed by Om Agya Timir Andhasya Jnananyam Shalakaya Chakyur Unmritam Yanatasmai Shri Guruve Namaha. This means we are bowing down to the Guru who has opened our eyes of wisdom and made us tear apart the blindness of ignorance, the ignorance of who we actually are, the ignorance of what others are, and the ignorance of the very reality of the world with the help of the spear of knowledge. While chanting this mantra, set your left hand on your right hand on the navel region and think of Sri Guru. And who is Sri Guru? Parabrahma, the creator of Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwar, the basis of existence of Brahma, Vishnu, and Maheshwar. The Shakti Saratantra has a simpler version. It states that the sadhaka should get up early in the morning. They should meditate on the Guru seated on the white lotus. And who is that? Guru Padma Sambhava. And mutter the Bhagavava mantra, the same Bija mantra that will be taught to you by the Guru. And how will that mantra help you? It will help in purifying the knowledge that you have achieved so far. This is just the initial period. There is so much more. The next step after completion of the Brahma Muhurta Vidhis is the bath of the sadhak. After completion of the Pratah Karta, that is the morning duties like washing, the sadhaka should take bath while doing certain vidhis and uttering certain mantras. While the entire process consists of uttering the mantras in a specific manner, we also have to invoke the name of the tirthas, we have to include pranayama, we have to include nyasa, all of this during this phase. Let us discuss them one by one. Now, when we are discussing them, we also have to understand that understanding why we are doing them adds emphasis to our activities. It adds value to our activities. If we are doing it just because someone told us to, it does not make sense. But if you are doing it while understanding that this is going to increase the potency of your ritual, then you will definitely do it in the best possible manner. Let us start with invoking the name of the tirthas. This is crucial while taking a bath for completion of the Tara Sadhana Vidhis. Why exactly do we invoke the tirthas? There is a reason. Tirthas are sacred places that are associated with purification and cleansing. They can remove your sins and impurities. By calling upon the name of the tirthas, the sadhaka symbolically draws the spiritual benefits of the sacred places into the ritual area, even if they are physically absent. Secondly, by invoking the name of the tirthas, the sadhakas purifies the body and the mind, providing a very cleansed space for meditation and uttering of the mantras. The environment becomes suitable for meditation and worship after you have invoked the name of the tirthas. Most importantly, by invoking the spiritual energy of the tirthas, the potency of the rituals, the potency of the mantras that you utter, the potency of the vidhis is increased almost tenfold. Imagine how much power they lend to your simple puja vidhis. Before knowing that you would need to invoke the name of the tirthas, if the power was 10%, after invoking the name of the tirthas, the power of the ritual increases almost 10 times. Imagine how powerful it would make your simple vidhis. So the Tara Nigama states, Devasya Pritaye Snanam Kartavyam Tantra Vidivihi Tirtha Mahavaya Toy Sah Japtaha Majjana Purvataha. The meaning of these lines is, in order to please the Devi, a bath should be taken by those who know the Tantra or the scriptures. As I mentioned, the practitioner should first invoke the holy places, chant specific mantras, and then immerse themselves in the water. This symbolizes purification of the body, the mind, the energy, the entire environment before continuing with the more complex puja vidhis or deeper spiritual practices. The Taranava and the other tantra state that the sadhaka should invoke the tirthas, they should practice pranayama, combine with sadhanga vinyasa, and should meditate upon the Devi as a part of the ritual. Now, how does it all pan out? What exactly is sadhanga vinyasa? Why should we combine it with pranayama to invoke the blessings of Matara? Let us find out one by one. Now, the Sadhanga Vinyasa is a ritual practice involving visualization and placement of nyasa in 6 parts of the body. Sadhanga Vinyasa, placement of nyasa in 6 parts of the body: the heart, the head, the top knot or the shikha, the eyes, the kavacha, and the astra. In this case, through Sadhanga Vinyasa, the practitioner visualizes and places the deity's energies in 6 parts of the body, helping them focus on their soul as a manifestation of Tara or Tarini, the savior. The exact lines in the tantras go as follows. Tirthamavaya toy cha pranayama sadangakau devi rupam jale dhyane datmanam tarini mayam. Meaning, after invoking the tirthas in the water, the sadhaka should perform pranayama and sadhanga vinyasa, and they should meditate upon themselves as Devi, in the form of Devi, seeing themselves as Tarini, who is the liberator. While we now understand the importance of Sadhanga Vinyasa, the next question would be, why pranayama? There are a lot of reasons why pranayama is crucial in the meditation of Matara. Now, pranayama helps calm the mind. It brings the sadhak into a state of inner stillness and focus. Invoking a powerful Mahavidya like Matara requires mental clarity. It requires a concentrated mind to connect with her divine presence. By practicing controlled breathing, the sadhaka eliminates distractions. They enter a meditative state that is conducive to invoking Matara's presence. Pranayama purifies the practitioner of negative energies. It allows them to approach her with a clean state. Matara is known as the protectress, the goddess who liberates her devotees, who removes obstacles, dangers, and fears. The controlled and the conscious breathing helps align the sadhak with her protective energies. It helps them invoke Ma Tara's blessings for removing obstacles from their lives, for safety, strength, and spiritual liberation. How simple is it? Sadhanga Vinyasa combined with pranayama helps align specific body parts with divine energies through Sadhanga Vinyasa and energize these parts through controlled breathing, creating a holistic preparation for invoking Matara's blessings. Along with the pranayama and the sadhanga vinyasa, the sadhaka should exhibit 4 mudras during this path. The 4 mudras are Ankusa mudra, Dhenu mudra, Yoni mudra, and Matsya mudra. Mudras are symbolic hand gestures that can channel our energies. Now, mudras are symbolic hand gestures that can channel our energy. All of these 4 mudras have a very significant connection with the sadhana vidhis of Matara. Now, an ankusa is traditionally used to guide elephants that are very strong and powerful creatures. Ankusa mudra signifies control over our innermost emotions, desires, thoughts. Ankusa mudra signifies control. In the sadhana of Matara, through the Ankusa mudra, the sadhaka asks for Matara's guidance in controlling their inner tumult, in mastering their inner turmoil, in focusing their spiritual efforts, and achieving transformation and liberation. The second is the Dhenu Mudra. Now, Dhenu in Sanskrit means cow, that is known for its nurturing and protective qualities. Through the Dhenu Mudra, the sadhakas cultivate a deeper relationship with Matara, acknowledging her nurturing qualities and seeking her guidance in their spiritual journey ahead. Next comes the Yoni Mudra. Now, the Yoni is regarded as the base of all existence. It is the base of Shakti. Now, the Yoni is regarded as the source of all creations, embodying the concept of Shakti. Yoni Mudra invokes strength, compassion, and healing. Through the Yoni Mudra, you can develop emotional healing that will deepen your connection with Ma, and it will help you move ahead in your spiritual journey with greater clarity and focus. The fourth is the Matsya Mudra. Now, Matsya meaning fish. Matsya Mudra symbolizes fluidity, it symbolizes intuition. Matsya Mudra encourages practitioners to surrender, to go ahead with the flow of life. It makes them let go of resistance and trust in divine guidance. Through the Matsya Mudra, practitioners enhance their intuitive abilities and they open themselves to the guidance of Ma. This should all be concluded with the Arghya Snana and the Sapta Akshara Nyasa, a 7 worded syllabled nyasa that are very powerful rituals meant to invoke. Let me know if you want me to talk about the Saptakshara Nyasa and the Arghya Snana with connection with Matara. All of these are impossible to fit in just one video. I will definitely make a separate video just on the Saptakshara Nyasa and the Arghya Snana regarding Matara. Tara sadhana is a deep and endless journey. One video cannot hold all of its wisdom. Because of this, we have decided to break it into two halves and share the knowledge in two parts, step by step. In the upcoming video that we'll be releasing in a few days, we are going to be talking about the rituals and practices associated with the worship of Matara. The sacred practices of Snana and Tarpada. How to know if you are ready for Tara Sadhana. How to find a true guru who will guide you throughout your journey. We'll also show you how to purify the Rudraksha malas before chanting Matara's mantras. And most importantly, the right way to call upon the 10 most beautiful forms of Matara. Are you ready to delve deeper into this path? Stay with us because the next part is coming very soon. Until then, may Matara's blessings be with you always. Jai Matara.